our sculpture for glass, it is not made for material which is not transparent, because we count with this transparency. We have found some vocabulary for glass, and in glass I think it is very important to go to minimum action, very simple but strong. More and more minimalism is for us more and more expression. Every time we go to abstraction, that we find new spaces in glass.
Obejmu celou plastiku, ale taky mám světlo uvnitř.
Space embraces the whole sculpture, but there is light in there as well as matter. With it we make a new dimension of space, one that is not possible in normal sculpture.
Další dimenzi, kterou sochaři nemají rádi, ale my ji vítáme. Otázka.
This other dimension is one which sculptors don't like, but we welcome it. It's a question not of the value of the volume, but of the light with color. That's the main difference. In colored glass, light through certain dimensions makes light color. In crystal, optical light. That's the basics of glass sculpture, and whoever doesn't understand it makes mistakes.
A kdo to nepochopí, dělá blbosti.
Stanislav Libensky and Jaroslava Brychtova met over 40 years ago in this North Bohemian glass factory town of Železný Hrad. Theirs was a meeting of two arts, which resulted in a lifelong collaboration, marriage, and a method for producing the most significant glass sculpture of our time.
Otec dělal vlastně několik technologií.
My father worked with several technologies. His figures were blown, lamp-worked, and built freehand.
He was beginning as artist to think in glass, and we began also to think in another glass.
I made these flat pieces in 1944 and 1945, and this little piece here, this vase, in 1946. Then, as a sculptor, I began to move away from the flat picture motifs, and I turned to making more reliefs. After that, I made some transparent pieces. There was a vase made from crystal transparent glass, which has both an inner and an outer structure. This was already made from bigger pieces of glass, the bigger pieces which became transparent. That was really our beginning.
Elsewhere in North Bohemia, in the village of Sezamice, young Stanislav Libensky was about to become the first artist in his family.
But his family hasn't so much money.
But when my father heard from my art teacher just what I should do, well, I was enrolled at the age of 15 in the glass school at Nový Bor.
Ale potom na akademii, nebo lépe řečeno, umělecko-průmyslové škole v Praze jsem studoval.
And after that, I went to the Academy for Applied Arts in Prague. I came there to study both painting and glass. There I painted a lot, but only made a little glass. At that time, I came to Nový Bor as a teacher in the glass high school. There I began to make glass.
Opět na borské škole, tak jsem se začal věnovat sklu.
It's inspired by Gothic beauty style and maybe Renaissance painting. It was period that the professor admire at that time. It was very close to him. He prepared this type of pieces, especially like exercises for his pupils. Nobody continued in this style, professor style, in Czechoslovakia.
Jaroslava heard about the new teacher at the school, and she soon paid him a visit.
It is our first work, you know. Stanislav was in the school here, and I am coming once there, and he had some drawing on the table with one line. And I said, could be very interesting to make it in casting. It was 54, and I made it in clay. And then we cast it and cut. It was in such gray, green glass.
So we came to realize that the volume of a sculpture makes the color, and that the concrete volume can create an illusory volume, and the illusory volume a concrete volume. Simply this moment, as a matter of fact, brings a new point of view that accomplishes the illusion. Concrete volume affects the illusion. That's what we've worked with. What is concrete and what is illusory? When does the volume create the color? And on the contrary, when does the color create the volume?
Stanislav Libensky and Jaroslava Brychtova were indeed producing monumental glass that was always modern, yet fit, and enhanced many contexts of decor, as do their elegant windows for the restored Gothic chapel at Horshaski.
We were most interested in their public art stuff because it's very difficult to do good public art. So interesting public art doesn't get done very much in the United States, and they've done some killer commissions over there. Killer stuff that we look at in magazines and go, look at this. Look at what they put into this train station. Look at what they did in this church. Incredible stuff.
Many of the Libinskys' public works can be found around Prague, and perhaps their most ambitious piece is in the historical heart of the city, the Old Town Hall.
Světelná negativní diagonála se nahoře rozvíjí.
The negative diagonal, which spans the whole positive field, flowers into this bud or bird. That's how the glass wall gets its artistic weight.
The creation is really probably born from this dialogue between Stanislav and Jaroslava. But you know and you see that both have their own knowledge of a special technique, of a special way of being able to create. And it's in this exchange, of course, you can see that Stanislav is looking very often Jaroslava when she's modeling, and that, of course, Stanislav draw and paint together with Jaroslava looking at him. The point is that they are looking. And when you have two dancers working together, it's two different minds that meet together. But the tools that are used by the two people are the same. And you see with Stanislav and Jaroslava that the tools that they use in their mind to think and to develop are not the same.
Like this?
Yes, it should be wide like this at the bottom.
The width?
It will be about 30 centimeters. Will that opening go all the way down?
Probably not. We'll see. It'll go this way and down, and that's it.
The next phase of their work takes place a few blocks away in another building. Here Brychtova translates the drawings into clay. It is Libensky's turn to watch and comment as they finish the full-size models from which molds will be made.
It will stay like this. It should sort of roll or turn towards the inside. I'll try to make the other side a bit lower. What do you think, Stanislav?
Well, it's a good thing that this line goes in the same direction as this side. It is also good that this goes in the same direction.
I never really have fully understood who does what, because it really doesn't make any difference who does the drawings, who does the sculpture, who does the work, who does the labor. You know, it's all intertwined.
It's a kind of abstraction to say that he's the painter, she's the sculptor. Of course, she's modeling and he's drawing, but of course she's modeling with an extremely fantastic graphic knowledge, and he's drawing with fantastic space and sculpture knowledge. It's such a long collaboration that probably the different type of knowledge and tools that they're at the beginning as an individual is being osmotically put together. But then you still have the fantastic dynamics of being two.
The interesting thing was that it was always two people together, always thought out like that in glass. I used to cast sculptures without paying any attention to the particulars of glass, that it has internal light, the positive, negative dichotomy, that everything in it is the other way around. Only through our working together did I realize these things.
Otevřená pyramída, kde je ta skleněná koncepce dole, že jo, to...
This sketch of a pyramid here comes out of a series of our glass conceptions. And these pieces over here, the pyramid with the eye, and this, and the others, are all from the same way of thinking.
This triangle's working here, but I think that we want to add a little bit here.
Yes, that could do it.
I'll try.
That would be good. There will be another triangle here.
Something will be there?
We'll see.
There's another triangle here, a triangle broken into another triangle. That's quite nice.
Which one? This one? This is the one we're doing now, isn't it?
I'm wondering if we could do it into another triangle.
Yes, we could do that. One broken one. We should do that. It looks good like this. The rear semi-cylinder needs to be more smooth, kind of totally round.
It should go more like this, maybe?
Can I turn it a little?
It's quite high up. We want to lower it a little bit so that it would be about there, at that height. Maybe just a little bit lower. Not too much.
Yes, not too much.
We were bound in making this piece for Corning by a skylight, and we wanted to catch this top lighting, catch it through this slanted space. And so we made this piece really counting upon this top lighting.
Fantastic!